Good morning, dear students. Solid state. In this video, we are going to discuss about ionic solids and covalent solids. Ionic solids and covalent solid. When the classification of crystalline solid is explained, some of the points are taken into consideration. First, what are the constituent particles present in the crystal, ionic crystal or covalent crystal? First, what are the constituents? Only remember whether a molecule or atom or ions are present. That constituent indicate atoms, molecules or ions. And the second point we have to mention is, what is the force of attraction between the constituent particles? What is the forces of attraction between the constituent particles? And the third one, we have to mention whether the crystal is soft or hard. Whether the crystal is hard or soft. And the next one, their conductivity. Their conductivity. Whether it is a good conductors of heat and electricity. Then the next point we have to indicate is examples of the solids, crystalline solid. These 5 points we have to indicate when we deals with a particular solid. First solids we are having is ionic solid. Mostly in solid state we studying ionic solids. What are the constituent particles are present in ionic solid? The name denotes in the crystal lattice of ionic solid, cation, a positively charged ion which is always in smaller in size, in contact with Cl minus ion, a negative ion. A positive ion, smaller in size, is contact with negative ion, plus, minus. And here a cation is present, therefore a very big size anion is along with the cation. Anion, cation. One more line. Here one cation, anions are present. The yellow balls indicate that all these are Na plus ion, and the green balls are Cl minus ion. An example of ionic crystal, sodium chloride, that we are using in our day-to-day life as common salt or table salt, NaCl, sodium chloride. An example of ionic solid. Because of they are oppositely charged ions, so the constituent particle in ionic solids are oppositely charged ion. What are they? Cations and anions are the constituents in ionic solid. Because of these are oppositely charged ion, a strong forces exerted between these two ions. What is that strong force? A strong electrostatic attractive force. A strong electrostatic attractive force are present between cation and anion. And one more things, to maximize the electrostatic forces of attraction, each cation, a positively charged ion, is surrounded by anions, negatively charged ion. Each cation is surrounded by anion, number of anions. Each cation is surrounded by number of anion, and each anion is surrounded by number of cation. To maximize the electrostatic attractive force, each positive ion is surrounded by number of cation, and each anion is surrounded by number of cation. Each cation is surrounded by number of anion to maximize the electrostatic forces of attraction. Because of the force is very strong, all ionic solids are very hard. All ionic solids are very hard. Example, our sodium chloride is very hard, and because of they are very hard, they are having high melting point. Because of they are very hard and they are having high melting point. Now we are going to see the characteristics of ionic crystal. Very easy one. Only in classification of crystalline solid, mostly in solid state, we will study the ionic solid. Therefore, we should know about the characteristics of ionic solid. First, all ionic solids are hard and they are having high melting point. All ionic solids are very hard, therefore they are having high melting point. And in solid state, this point is very most important. In solid state, they do not conduct current, electricity. They do not conduct current because there is no movement of ions. The ions are more closely and tightly packed. The ions are in fixed position in their lattice point. There is no movement of ion. There is no free electron. Therefore, they are insulated in solid state. But the reasoning question will be asked from this point in your examination. But they do conduct current. They do conduct electricity. That means current. When in molten state, or when dissolved in solution, water. When dissolved in water, the ions free to move in molten state or in solution state. The ions Na plus ion and Cl minus ions are free to move, therefore conduct electric current only in molten state or in solution state. The question may be asked, ionic solids are very good conductors in molten state. Why? In molten state, all the ions are free to move, therefore they becomes conductor in solution state or molten state. Because of they are hard, oppositely charged ion occupy the lattice point. Therefore, the ionic solids are hard and they are having a very strong external force. They are having very strong cohesive force. Therefore, strong external force can only change the relative position of ion. Strong external force can only change the relative position of the ions in ionic crystal. This is sodium chloride, Na plus and Cl minus ions are present in the crystal lattice. The yellow ball denotes Na plus ion and green balls denote Cl minus ion. When you see the centered Na plus ion, around the Na plus ion, there are 6 Cl minus ions are present. See the center Na plus ion, around the Na plus ion, there are 6 Cl minus ions are present. In sodium chloride, each sodium plus ion is surrounded by 6 Cl minus ion, and each Cl minus ion are surrounded by 6 Na plus ion. This surrounding of oppositely charged ion maximize the attractive force. Cations are surrounded by as many anions are possible, and anions are surrounded by as many cations as possible. Sodium chloride is an example of ionic solid. Next, our covalent solid. The covalent solid, the constituents are atoms. In ionic solid, the constituents are cation and anion. In covalent solid, the constituents are atoms. The atoms are bound together in a 3-dimensional network entirely by covalent bond. That is most important, entirely by covalent bonds. So, in ionic crystal, the force used to bound the ion is a strong electrostatic forces of attraction. In covalent crystal, the covalent bonds used to bound the atoms, and due to this covalent network crystal structure, covalent solids are also very hard. They are very hard, therefore having high melting point, and when we see the conductivity of covalent solids are poor thermal and electrical conductors. One more word you can add for ionic crystal, that means covalent solid. That means covalent solids are very hard. Ionic solids are hard, but covalent solids are very hard. Example of covalent solid is, a very most example, diamond, the hardest substance known, diamond, and silicon carbide are example of covalent solid. In Mohs scale, diamond is ordered or given number 10, the hardest substance. The lowest, the very softest one is talcum powder, and the hardest substance is diamond. We will see the structure of diamond. This is diamond, example of covalent solid. Diamond is one of the allotropic form of carbon. Diamond is an example of covalent network crystal in Mohs scale that indicate hardness of the substances. The hardness is measured in Mohs scale, and in Mohs scale, diamond is numbered as 10. It is the most hardest substance. The diamond used to get glasses, it is used to get metal, and the welding, drilling, cutting machines tips are made up of this allotrope diamond. Graphite is one of the allotropic form of carbon. Carbon in the outermost shell, it has how many electron? 4 electron. Valency of carbon is 4. All the 4 electrons are involved in bond formation in diamond. All the 4 valency electron of carbon is involved in bond formation in diamond. Therefore, there is no free electron. So, diamond is a poor electrical and thermal conductors. But in the case of graphite, among the 4 electrons, 3 electrons are involved in bonding, 1 electron is remaining present. That 1 remaining electron conduct current in graphite. Therefore, graphite is a good conductor and diamond is a poor conductor. Diamond is very hardest substance known.